Welcome everyone, today we have a very amazing Barbarian build for Season 5. Now looking behind me, this is a demonstration on the test dummy. Look at how furious and also fast this new Barbarian is with Frenzy and also with Death Blow. This is gonna be the new Fire Zerker, and I am planning to try this with my new Barbarian. So coming over to some live replays with the Uber 200 level boss with the boss there. And you can see here, our Barbarian friend is doing a lot of damage per second, especially sticking onto the single target, and this allows him to do tons of frenzy stacks, spending fury, doing more damage with fury, and then doing overpower and also critical hits with his death blow. And this is by far one of the fastest Barbarian boss slayer, and you can see it is definitely on par with the sources, and it could be even faster if he gets the right item and also the right mastercraft. And as I was demonstrating this, the boss is already dead with an Uber level 200 boss. Now I wouldn't say this is gonna be the strongest Barbarian build because this is still a testing and also work in progress for Season 5. But looking at this Barbarian guys, it looks pretty hefty and also pretty amazing. Much better than my Bash Barbarian at the moment. And the insane amount of single target DPS with the fire effect is actually making Barbarians pretty good, right? Now before we jump over to the builder's guide, I would like to give credits and also thanks to楚over here for sharing his build. His build is also available on the Chinese D2 site, and should you guys want to have a look and if you can read Chinese, definitely check out his channel and also his updated version of the Barbarian. So coming over to the English translated version. Right away guys, you want to notice this is gonna be an endgame Barbarian build, and there are a lot of uber uniques and also unique items you can have. I have made two versions which I'm mentioning about that if you want to have maximum armor and also more defensive capacities, having Harlequin's Quest is actually more defensive. And if you want to go for more damage, having the Berserker's Helm will give you even higher damage. Now there are currently 10 unique items together with Uber Uniques used for this particular build. So let's go through those unique items and also Uber Uniques. So right away we have the Berserker's Helm that provides us with increased damage while berserking. We have the Pens Taboo Swell which provides us with increased damage while becoming unstoppable. We have 4 different unique weapons with Overkill to give us the fire enhancement and also more damage with Death Blow. We have Maximum Opus which allows us to have more damage with higher fury. We have the Third Blade which allows us to turn weapon mastery skills into core spells. We also have the Battle Trance which gives you tons of frenzy stacks which will be translated into higher attack speed, more fury spending and also more damage for the core spell which is now gonna be Death Blow. And over here we have the Ring of Red Fur which guarantees us to have critical hits and also even higher critical damage. So this means we don't have to stack too many critical chances. Now in terms of the Uber unique items, we're using Teros Might for a lot of increase for resistance and also maximum resistance and also damage reduction. We're using the Grandfather over here to give us even higher critical damage and also tons of survivability and also maximum resource. Finally, we have the Ring of Starless, which means as we spend Fury, we'll be gaining increased damage and also reduce the resource cost. Now you might have noticed this build only have 2 legendary aspects that is used. So for the gloves, we'll be using as you spend more fury, your next weapon mastery skill will have increased damage. And as for the boots, as you deal damage with your core spell, which is gonna now be Death Blow, you'll be extending the duration of your Berserk. And this allows you to do even more damage while in the Berserk form. Now because we're not using too many legendaries, I have added the stats for 2 of the legendary gears over here. And for most of the unique and also Uber uniques, you do not need greater effects, but having greater effects will help on those weapons for sure. So coming over to the skill tree for this Barbarian, we'll be going with 1 point in Freezy, which also provides us with increased attack speed for other skills. We'll be gaining increased fury as we use Frenzy, and here we'll be getting the defensive perks, we'll be getting shouts and also additional fury gain, and also we'll be bleeding enemies through having thorns. Over here we have additional points added towards the shouts which provide us with some heals and also damage reduction. We have damage reduction coming from Berserk and also a bit of bonus movement speed. We'll be gaining additional damage through close enemies and also through injured enemies, and also ability to make enemies more vulnerable. And this of course goes into 5 points into Death Blow that also refund us with additional fury. we'll be gaining additional damage by having Fortified, and over here we'll be using Wrath of Berserker to have an increased damage boost and also extend the durations of Berserk. We'll be gaining additional life as we spend more Fury, and finally, our core spells will deal additional damage as we spend even more Fury. Now over here, I do want to mention that our Chinese friends are using the 2 one-handed swords for the death blow over here. So what you want to do is, you can open the skill tree by pressing S and then press the middle of the mouse button to swap between the weapons. I do not have those 2 swords, but one of the reasons he's using those 2 swords is that while using those swords, additional Fury will provide you with additional damage. And this in return, he's not using Overkill as a 2-handed mace for his weapon when he's using the death blow over here. And I do believe this is the reason over here he is not stacking the additional critical chance like I do over here. So in my current setup, I'm using a 2-handed weapon and I can enjoy this. But if you're using one-handed weapons, you do not enjoy the 2-handed, heavy-handed passive. Now briefly going through the Paragon board over here. We're using 6 different glyphs over here, and we'll be going with Territorial for increased close damage and also damage reduction. We will be using the Wealth glyph, which works wonderfully well with having the Grandfather for even higher critical rate or critical damage. Here we have Revenge for increasing damage while Thorns deal damage to enemies. And we also have Ire, which increases Berserking's damage. We'll be going with additional damage coming from one-hand weapons, and finally additional exploit damage. Now do keep in mind guys, this is still a work in progress, and the Chinese content creator have mentioned that this is going to be a test version of the boss slaying for the Barbarians. And in the future, as they update the build and also update the Paragons, I'll keep you guys updated on this part. Now briefly going through the skill rotations for this Barbarian build. Right away you can see guys, he is casting shots right away to gain all the benefits and also the Fury increase and also the Unstoppable increase. And as he casts his Wrath of Berserker and continuously to basic attack together with casting Death Blow whenever he reaches maximum Fury. So the build is very straightforward, and once you pop all your skills and you stick onto the target, you'll be hitting very fast, very hard, and as you spend more Fury with your Death Blow, you have ways of increasing damage even further. Now coming over to the boss fight, this is the similar mechanics. You can see that he popped all of his skills right away. Because this is going to be a boss slaying Barbarian, its goal is to deal damage fast and also deal high amount of damage very quickly. And as you stick onto the boss, as you continuously to spend your Fury with your Death Blow, you'll be gaining additional life, additional Fury, and also additional damage together with Fortify. And the boss will die pretty fast. And while maintaining with high health and also pretty cool animation, you'll be mowing down a lot of Uber bosses with this insane DPS build for the Uber boss on Season 5. Now if you guys want additional replays and also testings, I do recommend coming over to the Chinese content creators Bilibili site to have a look at this full video, which he explained things into a little more details and also did more testing using different items and also different skills. And in the future, likely he'll be updating this Barbarian build for even stronger capacities with better gears. Now before we finish, if you guys have noticed, I have started posting Diablo and also action RPG videos on my second YouTube channel with Majestic Life. This is because I want to spread out the channels and also to focus one category of games on each of the channels. So for the previous channel, because I'm doing Genshin Impact and also Zenless Zone Zero, we'll focus that on the Gacha channel, and on the second channel, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you follow on this channel for the latest action RPG for Path of Exile 2, for Last Epoch, and also for Diablo 4, and all those related games.